Dr. Sela.
Good morning. Good morning, good evening, everyone. I'm Gisela Concepcion, Giselle for short, and I'm one of the co-hosts of today's PAASE for Philippine Innovation Fireside Chats. And we have a very special guest today, and I think that the topic of his talk will be interesting to so many of us, as it is to me as a scientist from the Marine Science Institute of the University of the Philippines. And I'm also serving as an executive member of the National Innovation Council at present. And so I try to invite people who might, other people who might be interested to know what are the, innovative businesses and startups that we have in the country, which we think might be important for our national development. And in particular, going through the work of our speaker today, I think his vision, his goals are fully aligned with what I personally think should be the way to go for our country. A different kind of industrial development that is community-based, peoples-based, and one that is, used to develop our natural resources. In this case, it's our local fish called tilapia. So thank you everyone for joining us. We have here some members of the National Academy of Science and Technology. Welcome. We have some guests from the DOST, and later my co-hosts will acknowledge more of our participants as they come in. But at this point, I'd like to say that we are grateful to our speaker for joining us today. He's a very busy schedule. It's very outstanding. And for that, I'd like to call on my two co-hosts to say something about Ran Quijano of AGRITEKTURA. So my regular co-host is Dr. Alvin Colaba of De La Salle University, the highest ranking professor of DLSU. He's also current vice president of the National Academy of Science and Technology. Both of us were past presidents of the PAASE. And he has also been engaged in many innovative products. And our other co-host is Dr. Vic Ilag, recently elected corresponding member of the National Academy of Science and Technology. He's based in Australia, but his interests lie in the Philippines. So he is an entrepreneur and owns or co-owns several biotech enterprises. So at this point, I'd like to ask Alvin to introduce our guest, and then Vic can say a few more words about him. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you, academician Giselle Concepcion. I know you are in Paris, so good evening over there. No, it's morning here, of course. Yeah, and of course, good day, everyone. Good evening elsewhere. Of course, we welcome corresponding member Vic Ilag into the discussion for this morning. We have a very distinguished guest for our Fireside chat series on innovation in the Philippines, and is no other than a popular Ran Quijano, an architect. He is the prime mover and lead architect of the AGRITEKTURA. Of course, being a trained leadership person at the Hagay International in Maui, Hawaii, USA, is a member of the United Architects of the Philippines, and he has won awards such as the winner of the Hatchery International in the top 10 under 40 World Hatchery Expert category, and of course has been a winner in the Regional Gawad Saka Award 2020. What is this? 2023. The Department of Agriculture, maybe Ran, you can, I know if it's here, it's 2020. But anyway, Ran Quijano is the Chief Operations Officer of the Swan Sustainable Farms and Stations and the founding core and life coach of Tent Maker Community. He currently lectures at this John Paul College in its architecture department. So indeed, we are privileged to have him this morning to speak on AGRITEKTURA, Introduction of Disruptive Innovation for Food Sustainability. Maybe corresponding member Vic Ilag can add more about architect Ran Quijano. Vic.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Alvin. Actually, I'm with Plantex Limited, so that's with an E. Just a correction, I'm not CEO, I'm just a non-executive director. So it's an Australian company, but we have significant operations in the Philippines, mainly Tacloban and Samar. So I came about with Ran because we were interested in we have a hatchery in Samar, which we acquired or trying to refurbish, which was a old EU facility in the island of Villarreal. And we wanted to grow Molobicus, which is a Philippine invented or developed strain of tilapia, which is salt tolerant. The reason we were interested in it is a lot of people probably don't know that salt tolerant tilapia is known to have higher omega-3 fatty acids, so which is healthier for brain as well as heart health. And because tilapia is notorious for being high in omega-6, but this is a unique feature. So we went to BFAR, tried to find out where we're gonna get some breeding stock. And we were recommended to 2 sites, one in Mindanao and one was Ran. And got to know Ran, and we discovered that actually Ran has a lot of very interesting stuff. So I visited his site actually in Rojas, Mindoro earlier this year with my daughter. I was never been to Mindoro, and we got a really good trip. Learned a lot about the Mangyans, but more important, I think what was interesting about Ran was his technologies he developed. One of the things which attracted me was it's not just technology and concept, but actually working technology on aquaculture, especially in the recirculating aquaculture system, which is known to be expensive, but he somehow has made it to be really cost effective and suitable for the Philippine environment. And more interestingly, he has worked with communities in Mindoro, actually, and working out with brackish water, seawater, so usually non-utilizable for tilapia, and he was able to integrate that. And I thought, wow, this is really interesting stuff. And being an architect, it's not only limited that, he has a lot of designs, and hopefully he could touch on that today. And it's my pleasure to know Ran and for him to talk to us today. Thank you.
Ran, the floor is yours now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Alvin, Dr. Giselle, and Vic. Thank you very much. So allow me to share my screen and share you our story. All right, so let me start. So our company is AGRITEKTURA, and I'll be sharing with you introduction of disruptive innovations for food sustainability. Now, as we start, we have to understand first what is disruption. Definitely, or initially, when we talk about disruption, it sounds negative, but actually disruption now is a positive term. So why do we need to disrupt the industry? First, it's for the fresh start. And let me read it. Disruption allows you to reevaluate your business model, to examine value proposition. Second one, it's for profitability, thinking of or creating an ideal profit formula. The third one is resource refinement. It allows you to clearly define key resources needed to allow your newly designed business model to run efficiently, especially for the startups. The fourth one is it's the disruption allows you to respond to market change, especially this after pandemic situation. Next is pioneering. It means you make the rules. So that's what we're doing now. It's like we're creating our own rules. And it's also about hiring expert teams to brainstorm new ideas for the benefit of your business model. Means it will do the trick. And next is the undisciplined strategy of being competitive. Last two, the flexibility to adapt to technology, which allows your company to take advantage of the cutting edge technology. In our case, we were able to not really localize, but develop new technology to connect to the community. And the last one is easier to spot trends and future disruptors. So why do we need to disrupt an industry? First, there's a huge opportunity to influence the industries. In our case, the agriculture industry. We know that the strength of the Philippines is the acts: agriculture, commerce, tourism, and services. So Agritectura is a multi-sectoral system enterprises, meaning it has an interdependent sectors representing the agriculture, or about the sustainable agriculture, sustainable architecture, research and development, alternative and relevant education. Right now, we're partnering with TESDA to introduce the area-driven program. We have the environmental protection and management. We're working with fellows in DNR, especially the protection of the mangrove forest. That's why we introduce a technology that you don't need to destroy a mangrove forest for you to grow more aqua products. Next is the wholeness. So it's about fitness and wellness. History, of course. Like in Mindoro, we really value our Mangyan brothers, or the natives of Mindoro. Next is the impact investment and inclusive business. So we always consider and integrate the idea of participative partnership with the community. Next is the community transformation and empowerment. Of course, communication. So we take advantage of different communication or different media to communicate, to promote our movement. And another one is the sustainable and cultural tourism, resulting in an empowered and new form of culture. So our purpose is to unite all these sectors to realize and sustainably maximize its potential. And our vision is reformation. This may sound very radical, because we believe that in order for us to reform our nation, the best thing is to think of how to reform different industries, and one of it is agriculture. And for us to do that, we believe in the community transformation and empowerment. So that's why that's our mission. And our company offers we offer project focusing on design and development. Next is program, just like what I said. We provide programs accredited by TESDA, and of course the products, the aquaculture and agriculture products. So to continue, we even created our own system that we call it SHIP. It stands for Smart, excuse me, Sustainable, Holistic, Healthy, Integrated, Interactive Project, Program, or Product System. So what do we mean by SHIP system? SHIP system focuses first on infrastructure to leverage advanced technology. Next, it's a system that meets the society's present needs without compromising the ability for current or future generation. So we talk about sustainability. It is also a system that is interconnected, meaning, and integrated, meaning we integrate livestock, poultry, the greens like vegetables, herbs, and of course fisheries, based on the concept of cradle-to-cradle approach. As much as possible, we are aiming for a zero waste in every farm that we design and develop. Next is a system that enables development of all sizes to be profitable and contribute to the local economies. We believe that even a family can contribute in a society. Later, I'll show you a sample of how a family can produce and at the same time can take part in food sustainability movement or advocacy. Next is a system that considers physical, emotional, social, and spiritual well-being of the community. A balance, meaning we're dreaming for a balanced community. And let me just show you some of our projects, agriculture projects. So this is the agri-residential development. Imagine a residential development that every house can produce their own food. If there's a surplus, they can sell it outside. Since we designed an agri-residential development that has a micro market outside. And imagine a residential development that can also entertain tourists in alignment with the agritourism advocacy of our country. Next is a sample of an combination of an agri-aqua development. Actually, this is now an existing development. Maybe some of you heard about the Palaya Shrimp Farm, one of the biggest shrimp farms in the Philippines. Next is a sample of a farmhouse, integrating agriculture to retirement houses. And then another project, which is rehabilitating or reviving traditional ponds, integrating it with resort developments. Of course, farm resorts in the mountain. We can also have that. And agriculture is also possible, even in the mountain. And then we have eco farms, protecting and preserving the mangrove forests, and at the same time promoting agritourism. We have also farm school. Yeah, we also design farm schools. And also we help the government in providing not just wet and dry market, but an integrated development. There's auction and trading, there's a recycling facility, there's a wet and dry market, there's also restaurants and terminals for providing a complete component that will definitely help a particular LGU to really help these farmers within their locality. And again, this development is also applying the concept of a cradle to cradle approach. So we planned this before, that all the biodegradable waste of the market can be converted or can be used as a fertilizer through the system of vermiculture. Perhaps you've heard about it. The most they may say the most effective fertilizer in the world. That's there's a claim about it, about being the most effective fertilizer in the world. Now let me show you photos of some of our pre-pandemic programs that we had before, that in a way helped us, not just help them, but also helped us to realize that we really have to introduce a program, that a short-term programs for the community. So we created 4 types of programs. First is a circuit. It's a experiential tour. A friend of mine here is also part of the Vic. He was able to experience circuit, a quick tour. Next, we have a clinic. It's a short-term course, so we conduct this 3 to 5 days. Then we have a course, which is a ladderized education system accredited by Department of Agriculture, specifically the Agricultural Training Institute, of course, TESDA. Then we have BFAR, and Department of Tourism, and of course, DOST, Department of Science and Technology. And last of our program is the Chamber, wherein we created an integrated league of communities and industries. So imagine an expert can now directly help a thriving or a startup community. And we were able to try this in Mindoro, and it's a good thing. It's really successful, and the system is really working. So these are some of the photos of the programs that we conducted. and it's humbling to witness this, that even though we are a small community, we're able to take part of the movement. Okay, sorry. Next is okay. So sorry about it. So next is let me show you prototypes of the pre-pandemic period. So first we have the microchip development, an 800 square meter ultra low cost compact integrated agricultural facility. So this is the perspective, and yeah, this is an actual photo. So we built this last 2016. Yeah, last 2016. And then another one, a traditional. We combine the traditional and the modern approach in aqua farming. So we developed the a 30-hectare development of my grandparents. So this is the okay. Now, because of that, because of the developments, we were able to join the Gawad Saka competition, and we won the regional Gawad Saka last 2018. Doc Alvin, that's 2018. 2018 aquaculture
2018,
category.
Noted, noted. Thank you.
2018. So it's an honor actually to represent my region, and we're looking forward to join the national level. Hopefully, if hopefully probably by 2024. Now let me just share some of the challenges that we encountered. So these are the defining and refining and winning moments of our company. First is the journey of introducing the agritecture. So that was actually the time that I decided to go back to Mindoro and finally introduce agritecture. It was agritecture was actually a specialization of architecture, but it's not yet official that time, and even it's not even recognized. Actually, up until now, there's no program for agritecture. So since there's no program, we created the program, and a lot of architects are being trained now. And we are now actually working with the United Architects of the Philippines Professional Development Council, hopefully by 2024, to integrate continuing professional development program with our program. And another, of course, defining moment is the South Korea Agri-Tour. So I was able to join with the UPLB people, and this is a rare opportunity. When you go to Korea, when you go to South Korea, definitely this is not a tourist destination. So I was able to join them and witness the innovation of South Korea. So when I witnessed this, I got burdened, and I told myself that when I come back home, definitely I'll have my own, and hopefully help my country. And of course, another challenge that we experienced is the 30-hectare development was got damaged by typhoon, 2019 super typhoon. So we lost all the breeders, 10,000 tilapia breeders. We lost 10,000, imagine 10,000 sea bass. And our facilities made of bamboo are totally damaged. So it's actually depressing on our part. And we thought of maybe we have to start again. And yeah. And of course, the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, these challenges made us realize that we have to reshape our strategies. We have to and we have to reshape our strategies and introduce disruptive innovations. So we thought of maybe these challenges could help us realize to introduce disruptive innovations. And now let me go to the next level of introducing disruptive innovations in aquaculture industry. So this is the AGRITEKTURA, and I'll be focusing on four commodities: tilapia, bangus, crab, and shrimp. So let me just show you some photos. For tilapia, we are showcasing Molobicus tilapia. It's a high saline tilapia developed by BFAR Dagupan in Pangasinan. And another one is, by the way, I also represented our region in the first National Organic Aquaculture Program for aquaculture. We already have the good agriculture practice, but we don't have the good aquaculture practice. And then we have the another product, which is bangus, again from Philippine Bangus Center in BFAR Dagupan. And then another one is the crab. So we have the soft shell and then we have the hard shell. Then we have the crab farming, the aqua silviculture at BFAR. So we also trained under the BFAR National for crab farming. So you see, these are different opportunities to really level up aquaculture. So this is another one. This is, by the way, this photo was taken at our aquaship, the 30-hectare facility. And of course, the Baname shrimp. This is now one of the famous aquaculture products now in the Philippines, especially during the pandemic. Another sample of the development. So with that, we thought of maybe it's high time for us to introduce another prototype, but this time next level, this time urban setup. So first we introduced the urban multi-species structure, which is that can showcase fish, crab, and shrimp. So we started with the PermaShip. We call it PermaShip. It stands for Permanent, Sustainable, Smart, Holistic, and Healthy, Integrated, and Interactive Prototype Farm. So this is our facility. This is a 1,000 square meter property in Ross Oriental, Mindoro. So this micro complex urban aquaculture prototype has different components. We have fish for fish grow out and breeding. We have banami grow out and crab grow out. So this is another image or photo of the facility. And it also features solar energy system, specialized modular construction system, and of course the automated multifunctional recirculating aquaculture system we call AMARA, that automates three components of our recirculating aquaculture system, which is the filtration, aeration, and nutrition system. Let me just show you some of the information boards of our farm. We have the first one is it's a solar energy system, the AMARA, and the EH2O. The purpose of this is to automate the water parameter monitoring system. This is in partnership with the Department of Science and Technology and also of Mindoro State University. So imagine a modern farm that you don't have to manually check the parameters, but the sensors will help you to monitor it, and at the same time, those sensors will transmit the information to your main board, and your main board will automatically commands what motor should run. So it's automation at the same time energy efficient in approach, meaning if the sensor say detects that there's enough dissolved oxygen in the water, and that's the time that the sensor will transmit the data to the main board, and the main board will command the motor to stop. So you will save energy, unlike running the aeration in 24 hours. Then of course we have the three basic components of our technology: the filtration, the aeration, and the nutrition. So may I just remind that this is the permanent development, the first three of our prototypes. So because of this, by God's grace, we won the first sustainable tourism and most outstanding farm tourism operations in Oriental Mindoro. That was last 2021. And 2022, we won again Biodiversity Conservation Award. And for the third time, we won the Biodiversity Conservation Award and most outstanding farm tourism. So we're now a Hall of Famer in the agritourism of Oriental Mindoro. And we also won the Hatchery International Top 10 Under 40. So we were the first Filipino to to win the award. And it's an honor to represent our country. And of course, we are now an accredited farm tourism camp of Department of Tourism and received the Mahal Tana. Mahal Tana is the seal of tourism excellence of Oriental Mindoro, representing tourist spots, and of course our natives: the Mahal, the Mangyan, the Halcon, Tamarao, and Nauhan Lake. So they made it the name of the seal of tourism excellence of our province. So to continue, we did some project collaborations with different farms all over the country. We have the Palaya, and of course we worked with communities. This is in partnership with DOST. They funded the project, and we provided the technology and the training. And also we worked with the biggest organic farm in Mimaropa, the Gabotero Organic Farm. Okay, so this is the image of the development, the photos of the development. So it shows here that the system works, and it's now helping the community to generate funds. Okay, another one. Yeah, this happened after the pandemic. Now, second to the last topic, the pocket chip. This is the second prototype that we developed. This is designed for existing houses or residential developments. So pocket chip stands for pocket or small type of farm. So let me show you a photo of a permanent and portable type. So this is in our farm. So you can, even using the setback of the house, we have a standard setback of our houses, 5 meters in front, 2 meters on side, and 2 to 3 meters at the back. So you can maximize that and grow your own food, grow your own fertilizer, and of course grow your own fish also, our aqua products. So this is a sample plan of how to do that in a subdivisions. Okay, and lastly, the portaship. So we are now concentrating on this, and now working with different organizations and different private institutions. So portaship stands for portable, meaning you can transfer 100% your farm. You can build your farm in a day. So try to imagine that potential. So the idea of this is for urban and community scale aqua farmers. And this is to pave way for aqua farmers to start small and in a controlled environment, to ensure quality and hindi na lasang lumot, lasang putik yung tilapia or any fish, and a user-friendly monitoring system. So the features are the following. It's portable, again, portable, transportable aquaculture facility, high intensive. Why? Traditionally, for a 1,000 liters, you can only grow 5 fishes. Using our technology, you can grow 1,000 liter, 100 to 200 fishes. The aeration system is energy efficient and effective. We are using smart motors. And also for filtration, we are using the system of RAS, or recirculating aquaculture system, wherein you can recycle 90% of the water, and you don't have to change the water in 4 to 5 months for tilapia, or 3 to 4 months for shrimp. Then you can also recycle that 10% to water your plants, and also for your aquaponics. So these are some of the images of the portaships. We have the circular. This is for community-based. It has you can grow 10 to 20,000 of tilapia. And then we have the vertical portaship for crab fattening and softshell crab production. And of course, you have the box type. Box type is for restaurants, for hotels. This is the box type. And then, yeah, this is an actual photo of the box type. Recently, by the way, we are now on the 4.0 level of the prototyping. Since we realized that since we have to reinforce the structure, so we designed it to have an exoskeleton. So our version 4 now, as imagine a farm that has exoskeleton to protect it during typhoon or storm surge. Of course, we have the circular. This is an actual photo. And then this one is in Cavite. So right now we are now recent. By the way, at this time, our partner is installing the solar technology or solar energy system to energize the farm in Cavite. And last of the portaships is the vertical. So this is for crab fattening and softshell crab production. Okay. And for my last presentation, we are now developing because of the portaship, we are now developing 1,500 square meter to 1,000 square meter properties, integrating different portaships. In fact, we also have portable type of agriculture facility for livestock, poultry. We call it the agri sheds. So let me just show you some of the images of 1,000 square meter property. So this one is totally pure aqua, meaning fish, shrimp, and crab. We have naman aqua and agri, growing fish, growing shrimp, growing crab, and at the same time growing you have free range chicken for meat and egg production. You have goats, and at the back you have for agritourism and education. And another one is another setup for agriculture, which is aqua and agri, which is aqua farming plus growing high value vegetables and herbs. Now let me end with this. We have a challenge now to since we were able to develop for almost 10 years the technology. So we are now on the challenge of expansion. So we are now praying, and we're looking for partners who can help us to develop more, to level up the technology so that we can level it up in a global arena. So the challenge and I allow me to quote from 1 Chronicles 4:10, and Jabez called on to God and of Israel, saying, "Oh, that you will be blessed me indeed, enlarge my territory, and that your hand would be with me." And let me just show you some of the images. So this is the master plan of our farm. We are now expanding. So we are expanding to integrate now the structures for agriculture. We're planning to put up the latest greenhouse version of ours. We call it the green shed. You can grow fish, and at the same time you can grow greens. And also we are planning to build our school in alignment with TESDA, because TESDA now is we're now partnering with TESDA to introduce area-driven aquaculture program in Mindoro and hopefully replicate it in other parts of the country. Of course, we have accommodations for trainees, and of course, build the latest model of our portaships, the circular, the box, and the vertical. And also, we're developing now work in progress artificial incubator for fish. Unlike the traditional method of breeding, the survival rate of using artificial incubator for fingerlings is 80 to 90%, unlike the traditional, which is 40 to 50%, because the other breeders are also the predators. Unlike this one, using the artificial incubator, you can hatch the egg using this tubs and using the technology that we develop. And this is also RAS, recirculating the recirculating aquaculture system for fingerlings and fry. Of course, a co-working facility to invite young professionals, to invite startups, and hopefully encourage them to integrate their professions in food sustainability. So again, we are now, let me end with this, we are now going full sail and through the interconnected approach, working hand in hand with communities, working hand in hand with different government agencies, working hand in hand with people like you. And we thank you, PAASE, for this opportunity to share with you our story. This is our story, and we are hoping, we're looking forward that you can also be part of this story and the history, God's story in our lives. So again, thank you very much, PAASE team, for this great opportunity to share with you what we do, and hopefully you could also be part of this. Thank you again. God bless.
Thank you very much, Ran, who is a pastor. And so it's very obvious that he's imbued with this mission to help God's beloved Filipino people. Thank you so much, Ran. You're very inspiring. I was telling you earlier that I really think that this kind of industrialization of the Philippines, call it micro industries, would be community oriented, would be the way to go for our country. And I think that you started by addressing first the infrastructure that would be important for agri-aqua community-based businesses. But then you're also into the training of the people who would run these facilities for sustainability and profitability. I have just two questions. I'll confine two. But before that, I'd like to recognize the presence of some important people here who might be able to help you. First, there is USEC Undersecretary for the DNR. This is CP David, who's also a very active member of the PAASE. We have some academicians joining us today. We have your DOST group from Mineropa, and then we have other PAASE members and NAST members who might be complementing your areas of expertise. In particular, I'd like to mention Elsie Jimenez, Joyce Ibana, who will give the talk next Friday, Dr. Cora Claudio, who is a social enterprise leader. And I'm glad that academician Dong Rasco is still here, and everyone is asking how we can have access to your recording or your presentation, and it's all going to be posted on the PAASE website. We have Ann Villalobos of NAST and PAASE, who's a protein expert. So that's so important for the nutrition of your food products. And there is academician and PASA member Sean Raimundo, who's a renowned microbiologist. And so we know, the microbial world is so important in fermentation, in processing our food to high value products, which also Joyce Ibana will be talking about a bit next Friday. But anyway, this community of innovators is building in our country at present. And we have the benefit of our science governance community, DOST, DNR, and our own scientists joining you today, Ran. So thank you so much. My first question is, what is your education background that we can be very proud of? Because I didn't hear it in the introduction. My second question, Ran, is, it's true that we are helping the communities, but clearly you have a business plan that will show that the community members, the farmers and fisher folk, will start earning more than 5,000 pesos a month, 10 or 15 or 20,000 pesos a month. That would probably be your goal. And following other countries like South Korea and European countries, you know that the leveraging of cooperatives or communities or farmers or fisher folk is the way they're able to bargain the prices, the price that the farmers sell, say, to the middlemen. So the cooperatives, say in Europe, in Denmark and the Netherlands, they are very powerful in bargaining for the right price that would then translate to higher income for the community farmers and fisher folk. So I'm just curious how you're going to address that. So first is about your education background, and second is about this business market opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Giselle. My educational background, I graduated architecture in Far Eastern University, and I also graduated from Mindoro Bible Training Center, certificate in theology. So I'm by profession I'm an architect. By vocation I'm a pastor. By mission I'm a farmer. So and with regards to opportunities like what you said, Dr. Giselle, actually Vic and I were planning to export this tilapia. Allow me to share that, Vic. We're actually yeah, but we are actually dreaming, we are actually hoping that we can help different communities starting in Mindoro to grow the Molobicus tilapia, the high saline tolerant tilapia developed by BFAR NIFDC in Dagupan. So imagine if this tilapia can be produced by different communities. Imagine the help that we can do. In fact, I know it will work because when I attended the National Bangus Summit last 2018 or 2019, together with the BFAR National, we talked about how the Indonesia was able to export bangus fry in the Philippines. You know what? Their solution is to work with the community backyard farming. So imagine backyard farmers growing or collecting bangus fry from the sea and then sell it to the government or sell it to companies, and then the company export it to the Philippines, knowing that the Philippines is 100% bangus eating citizen of the world. So imagine, I know it will definitely work. That's actually the reason why we developed this partnership and continuously developing different innovations and different products so that we can really help not just the companies but especially the communities to take part. I am a strong believer of community transformation. So hopefully with that, and
That's
hopefully, yeah, we can export products of the Philippines, even our technology also. We're open to that.
so everything you say is right on spot, Ran, because bottom line is you have to contribute to narrowing the trade deficit gap, right? So we need more exports than imports. We have to compete with the cream dory of Vietnam, the
Yeah.
white fish.
Mm.
Okay, it also has that undertaste of lumot or putik, which is to me also the problem of our tilapia, but not with your salt tolerant tilapia. Okay, so I'd like to mention that a very important person is with us today. He is the Innovation Hub Officer of the National Development Company, which is the GOCC investment arm of the DTI. So Jer Chen is with us here today, and he might be able to provide you access to a lot more funding, okay, that would allow this kind of, organized, community-based, technology-based system to flourish in our country. We just have to prove that it can be done. Kung may problema ng land fragmentation sa farming, I think that for aquaculture, you can still do it right as long as you follow the 4:1 proportion of mangroves to aquaculture farms that has been established by science. And it will be the subject of another talk in December by Dr. Georgine Primavera. Anyways, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to yield the floor to Alvin and then afterwards to Vic. And then there are some questions in the chat box that we will read later. So thank you so much, Ran. Very inspiring. I hope to visit you
All right.
in Mindoro.
You're welcome.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Giselle, thank you, Ran. Very creative and innovative ideas indeed. And my question is, you towards midway of your talk, you mentioned about disrupting the industry, the agriculture industry. Let me ask you this: at what extent you have disrupted the thinking of our government agencies to ensure that you have an uninterrupted and quick, because you mentioned about disruption and opportunity to move fast, a quick respond, but you see in our business we are always constrained with some government policies, government bureaucracies, etc. How did you do this? Up to what extent have you disrupted the thinking of our government agencies, officials, to support your innovative ideas and creative ideas? Can you just share that to us, please?
Yeah, thanks, Doc Alvin. Thank you. Well, that's why our tagline is reforming industry, reforming nation. So actually, it's intriguing because when you talk about reforming, I mean, Tagalogin na lang po natin, reforma, welga, reforma, kalsada. So for me, reformation should be through the industry. There's a famous Tagalog saying na mahirap pihitin ang elepante. So kaya po mahirap baguhin ang sistema. But I think maybe nagpi-play lang yung pagiging pastor ko na if I can inspire them to change, why not? So we started to, we were able to inspire them to take part. Like, let me mention Department of Science and Technology. The DOST is actually one of, if I may say, supporter of our technology, especially the DOST Mimaropa through the leadership of the Director Abilay. That's why I'm part now of the RRDIC, the Regional Research and Innovation Developments and Development Council, which I'll be joining by next week, their meeting. So let me just share what we did. First, we started it first on ourselves, in our company, because these government agencies will only support you if you have early prototypes. So that's why I showed you first the early prototypes, because the next level prototypes, nandun na sila. They're now part of that. And like the OST, their support is nonstop. In fact po, they sponsored 5 million worth of research for automating the water parameter monitoring system. So imagine, it's possible. Before, we thought of and my apologies po sa mga nasa government. Laging inisip sa gobyerno corrupt. Hindi naman po lahat, no? Meron hindi, maraming hindi. So pinaniwalaan ko yung pananaw na yon, and meron po talaga. So hindi po, we cannot easily change that. That's part of the culture, but we can inspire these people to change. Ako, as a pastor, I believe that the Lord will send you someone or a government partner to work with you. That's why nangyayari po ito. But again, you have to start it from yourself. Ang problem with the Filipinos is the ayuda system. Mahilig tayo sa what's in it for me. No, you have to sacrifice first, and definitely the Lord will help you and will channel or will connect you to the right partner. That's why we have now DOST, DOT, DA, BFAR, and counting. We have SafeDeck also, so and counting, and now PAASE is now opening doors for us, and we thank you for that.
Thank you, Ron. I'll bring you to Vic. I'll defer my questions to the other members of the audience. Vic.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah,
May
just a quick
continue.
question. Yeah, so when we visited Ran, it was more like a due diligence. We want to kick the tire, so to speak, para see whether it's really theirs. It was. And one inspiring thing, it probably, Ran, you could comment, the one in Cabaga, which impressed me, that kababaihan thing, which we visited, and actually it was mainly for the women. And the effort at that time, Ran probably could mention, it's the men actually following what the efforts of Ran did. And probably I defer to him, and then probably pass the floor to the others for questions.
Okay.
So let
Yeah,
me just
we have.
let me
Go
just show
ahead.
the photo
Go
of
ahead,
the
Ran.
So this is the Cabaga that mentioned by Vic. This is the Cabaga community. Yeah, on screen.
Okay.
So a farm operated by women. Thanks, Vic. Thanks, Vic.
Great. That's great. We may now have Dr. Cora Claudio. Dr. Claudio, raising your hand.
Well, first, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Giselle, and your PAASE team. This is a most inspiring webinar that we have now, and you have been working so hard. We have a project in Mindoro, San Jose, that was assisted by the OST to help the seaweed farmers. And I don't know, Mr. Ran, Architect Ran, if you have been dealing with them, because Oriental Mindoro is a very well, they claim to be the best site for seaweed, no, because their water is still clean and they are accessible. In fact, those fisher folks who catch fish in Palawan, they pass by there as their midway station before they bring them to Navotas, no. So the OST that was then headed by Secretary Boy de la Peña gave a grant to UPLB to design a seaweed solar dryer, because what they used to have would be destroyed by even a slight typhoon, made of only of bamboo, and they would just fall apart when there is big rain. So that solar dryer is mobile, and that increased the revenues of the seaweed farmers 8 times, not 8%, but 8 times. Now, Secretary Boy de la Peña is now the chair of our Philippine Foundation for Science and Technology, that I also serve in the board for. And so we are trying to help in initiatives like this. And my team and I, we in CASA, Climate Action and Sustainability Alliance, we have a project or a dream, really, to set up what I call SDG number 3, good health and well-being centers, but including agri, aqua, and taking care also of the human beings behind them through sports and good health practices, including lectures on nutrition, etc. And we hope also to have products and services, products like the ones that Dr. Giselle produces for cosmetics, right? So we are now working on the first site, and I'd like very much to meet with you soon. Mr. Ran, are you in Manila? Because we have a very important meeting on Tuesday. We are dealing with a group that involves the group of Manny Pangilinan, who is buying hospitals. So that is a treatment option when you are already sick, right? But what we'd like to encourage him to go into is preventive measures, making your body healthy, and what you eat accessible to you, and you can control how you plant the food and how you nurture the fish. My question now, and I hope to hear from you. I sent you a long chat note so that we can meet before Tuesday. My question now is, can you really do aqua, like similar to agri plant? I have, for example, my farm in my condo in 200 pots. Okay, but can you do something like that in small scale, far from a water body, for aqua, and do it well? Because I'm a fish eater, I don't eat meat.
May I answer that, Dr. Cora?
Yeah, please. And by the way, we have similar backgrounds. I have my only daughter is executive pastor of a church.
Praise God.
Yes,
Yeah, Dr. Cora, I'll be in Manila from between November 6 to November 8. I'll be joining the forum for the regional division of Mimaropa DOST. So on 7th, actually that's my vacant day on the November 7th. So your question is setting up aqua in urban setting or away from seawater or any type of, any type of let's say river or sea. Actually, it's possible. That's the reason why we developed the partnership. Actually, the mission behind the partnership is when I witnessed the problem during the pandemic regarding the source of food like fish, crab, or shrimp in the Metro Manila area. So we realized that there's not enough supply during that time. So I thought of maybe, aside from developing the roof decks for landscaping and for agriculture, why not also develop this for aquaculture? But the challenge is what materials should be used, knowing that using concrete will take time, expensive, and at the same time it's not designed for, let's say, for long term, meaning definitely your roof decks are not really intended for agriculture but also for other activities like for events. So we thought of maybe we could design a portable one that will fit in an urban area. So that's the reason why we have the circular, the box, and the vertical. Actually, you can have your vertical partnership or for crab farming, for crab fattening soft shell in your room, actually in your bedroom. That's the beauty of our filtering system. And actually, the challenge of that lumot taste tilapia, we were able to address that. I have a witness. Vic is here. So it's possible, Dr. Cora. And
Okay, I will be your first model because I already have a farm, no? I never run out of green leaves because I have a lot of decorative and edible plants in 200 pots in my condo unit. So I hope to have a fish because I only eat seafood, fish, and I don't eat meat. Thank you.
May I add, Dr. Cora, with regards to capacity, let's say in a 1,000 liters of water in an urban setting, you can grow more than the traditional one, because for a 1,000 liters of water in a traditional method, you can grow five tilapia. But using our technology, even in the urban area, even in Metro Manila, you can grow 100 to 200 fishes in the same volume of water using the technology.
Okay, great. I hope to get your number so that I can contact you for and I think some other people are asking for it in the chat box. If
I
you
see.
can please display your number, the contact numbers there.
Okay po. All right.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Cora, thank you so much for joining us and for telling us that you don't eat meat and you are, I must say, you are healthy and beautiful. I will
I
not
am
mention.
Dr. Gisela, I just moved up as Class A badminton player and I am 76 years old.
All right.
My mantra is eat less, meat less, cook less because I don't have a maid, but move more. So what I really
Right.
would like to do with the Architect Run is to develop a model that will take care not only of the food that we will eat, the agri and aqua, but of our body. And so I want to put in the model sports facilities because my son Toby is now also building mountain biking parks.
Wow.
So this is Toby Sports, which is a very huge business. My colleagues in PAASE and our guests, please be aware of this. So Cora is the mother of Toby's Sports business. Anyway, I think we would all like to be part of your group, your community run. In any way we can. We really want to join this movement that you have started. And you started with the right, I imagine, typhoon or climate change resilient infrastructure with your AGRITEKTURA. Okay? And ang ganda ng ano talaga, ang inspiration. Very, very Christian, pero Greek ang iyong ang pangalan. Pati yung iyong mga letterings, no? Very Greek. So, yon Agropolis, Agora, no? Agora. Ganyan naman talaga yung community development ng unang panahon, and it should continue to work. So I think Alvin will read many more of the questions that are in the chat box. Mind you, Cora is also a high-ranking member of the Management Association of the Philippines. Marami siyang mahahanap ng mga investors dyan. Baka pagsalitain ka pa niya sa map.
By the way, I also would like to tell Ran that if he is really planning to go out to market, we have a new online platform, wholesale, that we have joined with others to invest in Shoppable. And it's quite new, but it has already reached a high level of sales. No, so we will be happy to carry your whatever you can produce.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Doc.
Anyway, Ron, there are some questions in the chat box, but I'm sure they are around. Academician Dong Rasco, you want to ask Ron?
Yeah, you can just read my question.
Okay. So in the chat box from Academician Dong Rasco, what is the minimum investment for a system that can sustainably nourish a family of 5, exclusive of cost of land, operating cost? Ran?
Yeah. Hi, Sir Dong. I don't know po if you've seen the 3 slides po, ano, if I mean, I'll be specific with, particular with the aquaculture. Kasi the aquaculture Sir Dong, is you can integrate aquaponics there, especially if that's fresh water. For example, the box type. I think for a family of 5, the box type is okay. The starting capital is for the facilities 800. That's 800,000 with at least 1 million. That's why it's designed for community. But actually, for a family of 5, maybe what can fit there is a modified version. So we created before. By the way, to give an idea, the box type is a 5 meter by 5 meter pond. That's the area, 5 meter by 5 meter. So in alignment with the agri-residential development, we can grow fish in a 1 by 5, 1 meter by 5. But we have to modify that. We have to. I cannot say what's the exact cost, but definitely it's lower. But it should be integrated with an existing residential development or a subdivision, so that you can maximize the setbacks. I mean the 2 meters setbacks. But to start, maybe a 1 meter by 5 modified version, because the one that I presented was actually the product version already with specific target, which is the restaurant owners, hotel owners, resort owners, and communities. But it's possible, Sir Dong. It's really, really possible. That's actually our aim, to imagine growing your own food. That's a total empowerment. Growing your own food, you have the control of what you eat. Either it's, but not with Dr. Cora, not the meat. Maybe just the fish. By the way, Dr. Cora, I just bought gym equipment at Toby's.
Okay.
Next time you buy, the only thing that I do there is I share my discount with my relatives and friends.
Oh.
I don't mess up with what Toby does. He's very good.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
anyway.
an honor to meet you, Doctor.
Again, thank you, Ran, from Dong. And there's another question from academician Sean Raimundo. Congratulations, Mr. Ran, Quijano, impressive systems. Are your technologies ready for adoption by those interested in them?
Yeah. Yes.
You have so many ideas. Yeah.
Definitely, sir, Dr. Alvin. Yeah. Actually, we have here our care team. We have our care team who takes care of our clients. If you have, I posted here my number. You can call or send me a message, and then I can coordinate you with our care team so that they can address your specific concerns. But it's yes po.
Okay.
Meron na po. Pwede na po.
All right.
Actually,
Thank you.
Doc Alvin, may add. Actually,
Go ahead.
we're fabricating now aquaculture components, the porta ship. We call it AGRITEKTURA system with our governor here in Oriental Mindoro. He's now supporting our technology, and these 2 units of circular is going to be installed into identified communities, just like the Kabaga. So the 2 communities are, the first one is their initial product is hobby, paghahabi, and then the second one is growing swine, and we have a problem now in Mindoro, the African swine flu.
Okay.
So yeah, again,
Thank
it's
you,
good that
Ran.
there's a controlled environment in what you grow.
Thank you, Ran. There's a question here from Mr. Ray Goko. Have you partnered with Gabotero Farm, with Palaya Farms, and with the API Barcenaga?
I know Engineer Ray Goko. Sir Ray, ikaw talaga tinatanong mo pa yan, sir. Of course, by the way, the owner of Gabotero Farm, Nelson Gabotero, is my mentor. He's my uncle and he's my ninong. With Palaya, Iggy Colesio is my friend. And when he started, actually, he visited the Palaya farm. He visited the shrimp farms in Oriental Mindoro the day before the lockdown. So when we did the master plan, we maximized the Zoom app to come up with the best master plan that we can. Right now, it's the, if I may say, they're the cleanest and the freshest shrimp in the Philippines, and they got an award from CPF, the most innovative shrimp farm in the Philippines. With ATI, of course, we are an accredited learning site for agriculture of Agricultural Training Institute Mimaropa.
Okay. Thank you, Ran. Giselle, do we have additional information from your Innovation Council? Giselle? Oh, we lost Giselle.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead,
I'm
Giselle.
contacting one of my relatives who has property in Mindoro Oriental. I don't know if you know the Gallegos. I'm going to try to let them contact you, Ran, no? Because they really want to also do community-based projects. But anyway, Ran, I think my last question also is, because you're thinking of community or residential community development, integrating these ships of yours, have you contacted subdivision, residential subdivision developers like the Villars, those that are doing housing for middle income families that would benefit from this type of arrangements? And the reason I'm asking is because way back I also already thought of something like this, but for the area of research that I'm in, natural products. So I already proposed to the Villars that maybe they could have themed developments or sections of their subdivisions, say, dedicated to growing the ilang-ilang trees or growing the banaba trees, and then extracting the essential oils in the case of ilang-ilang, which has a price that is almost, well, not as much as rose extract, no? Pero ilang-ilang is probably our best flower for the extract, for the fragrances. But in the case of banaba, we know that is corosolic acid, which is anti-diabetic. And then I thought that there could be an integrated extraction and processing facility in the subdivision. But I think that idea of mine way back was, maybe too early and too disruptive. But now is the time to do these things. It's the same principle. So if you can get the big investors, the big developers to integrate more of these science-based technologies to benefit the communities with a good business plan, I think you might be able to. We might be able to convince them. Yes. So, any more comments and questions from the floor? I don't know if Dr. CP Garcia, the CP David, the USEC of the DNR is around or listening, if he might want to ask a question. CP, are you there?
He's no longer around, I think. Yeah.
All
anyway,
right.
it's
Kasi
9:50.
So relevant to the environment, all of this that Ran has spoken to us about. Anyway, we'd like to thank Ran for this very informative and extremely inspiring sharing of your initiatives driven by your mission, from the divine, and then sharing all of your ideas to benefit many people in the provinces. So thank you so much, Ran. And I'd like to thank our participants today, of course, my co-hosts. And we hope that something tangible will come out of this very outstanding fireside chat. And Academician Dong Rasco will now echo this with his group, which is the Coalition for Agricultural Modernization of the Philippines program. I think Academician Dong is serving as the current president. I wish that I had invited more of the camp, but I'm traveling. I actually tried to send the message to Dr. Ben Pexon and many other USECs, but it did not go through. And so we would have been more participants today, but nonetheless, it's all right. Nothing is lost because we just have to share the recording with all who might be interested. So once again, thank you, everyone. We'd like to post just a few more slides in regard to innovation. And thank you, Vic, for suggesting that Ran speak at this fireside chat series of PAASE. He has ideas about African swine fever that we have been so involved in, working hard in the last few months, trying to address the issue of the ASF vaccine from Vietnam. Well, here I'm so happy to show you the slide of our next speaker who can continue to add value to many of our products. So Dr. Joyce Ibana will be talking to us about addressing the antimicrobial resistant problems by way of science, art, and innovation. So Dr. Ibana's approach is also very holistic. She is not only an excellent scientist, she's also a very outstanding artist. Thank you, Joyce, for agreeing to give the talk next Friday, which we look forward to. And then the following Friday, that's going to be November 17, we will have a medical doctor who is going to talk to us about their projects in UP Manila on using simulations, and this would include AI, technologies for healthcare. And Dr. Michael T is now the UP Manila Chancellor. He was recently elected or appointed UP Manila Chancellor, but he still has time to share his knowledge and his projects with us. Okay, and so after that, we will have the last week of November, Dr. Joey Ocon, who is a chemical, electrical, and electronics engineer from UP Diliman, and he's also multi-awarded. And he has this startup company called Nascent Incorporated, looking into new technologies for batteries, which, as you know, is the new energy. Because even if we have renewables, if we do not have the storage, the good storage batteries, batteries for the energy, then the energy may not be useful and available to a greater number of people. So thank you so much. Hope you keep joining us in this Friday habit. We are really thinking of how we can get more of these innovative projects funded. And while the National Innovation Council innovation grants have not yet been announced for next year, because we are still rethinking the guidelines, the mechanisms, and the amount of the innovation grant. We would already know who are the people whom we may match to potential funding agencies, including the National Development Corporation of the DTI. Okay, then the second form that we are showing here is a template for any white paper or idea or concept note that you might want to share with the Innovation Council. So please free to write up your papers. It could be from camp, it could be from PAASE, it could be from your community, Pastor Ran, from anybody. And, we would just like to get these ideas to the NIC. The third would be a major concern of all of us who are in R&D and innovation. And we know that there are many barriers to innovation. And one of them would be procurement. So one of the barriers to innovation, of course, is also the high cost of imported equipment. And so if somebody like RAN can design infrastructure and facilities for agri and aquaculture, then that would go a long way in reducing the cost of our infrastructure, facilities, and equipment. And well, I don't know to what extent you use steel, but we know that there is now a very successful and viable steel manufacturing industry in our country. And we just have to convince them to, well, fabricate agri-aqua culture steel structures for us. There's one person I'd like to introduce to us a little late, but very important. This is our speaker last Friday, academician Elmer Dadios, who is actually also into aquaculture feeding. And he described to us his complex, holistic approach to trying to feed the fish in a very economical way through sensors. Okay, so imagine how you can integrate the technologies of Elmer with the technologies of RAN. All right, so with that, I think we've had a lot of thinking today, what I call mind flares. And we thank Ran Quijano once again of AGRITEKTURA for sharing his technologies with us today. Thank you, everyone, and please join us next Friday again.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone,
you.
to our
Yeah,
regular
bye.
partners and collaborators at PAASE. I think EBSU is there and other universities. So, okay, continue supporting, and we'll see you next week and every Friday thereafter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vic.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay,
very
no
much,
problema. Okay,
Ran.
thanks, Ran.
Thank you,
Okay,
Ran.
right.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Good day and stay safe. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.